3, 2, 1.
This is a flying electric boat.
And it's solving two major problems: seasickness and traffic. The biggest problem with boat travel is people get sick while traveling. And with this boat, you get that smooth, even ride because the boat uses hydrofoil to lift itself up in the air 4 feet and you don't feel the wave. And secondly, it's solving traffic because our highways are jam-packed. And now this boat wants to move the people around at the same cost, convenience, and speed as cars. They're doing it already. 11 months into production, the boat is already out there. They just closed a partnership with Stripe and they're going to be commuting Stripe employees literally like in half the time. The price tag on this boat, $500,000, more like 550K. But I see a lot of value in that, and it's electric. And you're getting the most amount of range, the longest range out of any boat ever made for an electric boat. You're getting this beautiful aesthetic looking boat. Isn't that beautiful? We are going to take this boat on a test drive. I'm going to be driving it too, and we're going to get a sick drone shot actually showing you guys close up of how it takes off and how it lands. All right, guys, we got Sam Cedar, head of operations on Navier, the flying electric boat company. And I'm going to ask Sam a bunch of questions about how this boat works. Why is this boat electric? Like, let's start from first principles, right? Why did you guys choose to make it an electric boat? Was it the environment? Was it emissions? Like, what was the reason you chose electric?
Yeah, it's a combination of everything. So the world's moving to electric. It's happening on the road. It's happening in the air. It's going to happen on the water. The problem is you can't create an electric boat in the normal boat sense. A traditional boat of this size, about 30 feet, gets 1, maybe 2 miles per gallon. When you shift that from gas to electric, it doesn't change that much. You're still dragging a huge heavy bathtub through the water. So the only way to really get an electric boat to have a meaningful amount of range, to be able to meaningful amount of at speed, that is, you need to put the boat on hydrofoils.
These things that you see attached to the bottom of the boat, hydrofoils will actually lift the hull out of the water and the boat gets like 3 to 4 feet above water. They kind of work similarly like an airplane wing, and that's how they take off. However, in this case, the hydrofoils used in boats are much smaller because the density of water is much higher than density of air. That's why less pressure is required.
So it's the combination of cheaper computing technology, improved battery technology, improved material technology that's allowed us to bring all of that together to create the world's most advanced electric flying boat.
How is it compared to a regular boat? Like, is it more faster, more efficient in terms of energy? Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's about 90% more efficient than a traditional gas boat of this size. So the best way to think about it is a traditional boat gets 1, maybe 2 miles per gallon. We have no gas on board. We get the equivalent of about 30 miles per gallon. So this boat has the energy equivalent in gas of 2 gallons of gas. And with that, we're able to go about 75 nautical miles. So it's about 86 regular miles. So welcome to the most advanced electric hydrofoil boat and the boat of the future. So this is our flight control screen here. So this looks like an airplane, once again, because this is a flying boat. So you have your horizon line right here. You can see as we're bouncing up and down in the water, that's moving a little bit. This is how fast we're going. This is how high we're out of the water, our engine RPMs, our heading, what each of our rudders is doing, what each of our flaps is doing, and so on. So this is our flight control screen. I'm personally a pilot. We built the screen to look like an airplane, and Manav's gonna now show us how it's done. So we have an entirely different design. We call it canard configuration. So much more resembles an airplane. There we have 3 wings, and each of those wings has an aileron on them, and each of those ailerons move at 50 times per second. So we do what's called a coordinated turn, where we match our bank angle, so our ailerons, with our rudders to create a coordinated turn. So at no point is we call an airplane turn a coordinated turn. So the boat at all points is perfectly coordinated coming through the turns. And you'll see today when we do some steep 20, 30 degree banking turns that you feel an incredible amount of control throughout all of those turns. And with that, it's an important thing to note with the aviation background, there's no single point of failure in this entire boat. So any single system on this boat can fail, and the boat can continue flying in most cases, and if not, it can return you to shore. Myself, I'm a pilot as well as a commercial captain, and for me, it's very important to get home. In a car on the road, you can stop the car and get out and walk away. In a boat, you don't always have that same luxury. That's why you see there's 2 motors, 2 batteries, 2 controllers, 2 screens, 3 foils. Each of those ailerons, one of those ailerons can be unplugged, and the boat can still be able to foil.
there is a big problem with range anxiety, you know, with cars and similarly with boats. And I read that Navier has the highest range in terms of electric boats. Can you talk about that? How did you guys achieve the highest range?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're the longest range electric hydrofoil boat in the world. Our next version we'll be announcing soon. We'll be breaking the 100-mile mark, which is a milestone within the world of electric boats and hydrofoils. We're able to do that through partnerships with our naval architects. So Paul Beaker is our naval architect who's designed America's Cup foils before. He was on Larry Ellison's team that won the America's Cup. He's designed the naval architecture of this boat, him and his team. And so we've been able to have really the best of the best when it comes to foil design. And then on our technical team, we have Pretty, who founded the company, was a NASA rocket scientist before, as well as a PhD from MIT. And then we also have Kenny Jensen, who's our CTO, and he previously designed drone systems. And so drones in the air are similar from a flight control perspective to how this boat operates. And so he's been able to take all of his learnings from decades in that space to apply those to the boat. So when you bring all that together, you have a really strong aeronautical engineering team, as well as a marine and naval architecture team. And you bring all that together and you have the most advanced flying boat in the world. While this is a very complicated and intricate boat, it's actually the easiest boat in the world to drive. So you have a joystick system on your right side there, and we'll show you that when we go into the dock later on how that works. All you're doing is you're going to click both those throttles forward.
Both together?
Together, click them both forward.
Oh, sorry.
Slowly.
I got too much power, sorry.
Slowly, so advance them slowly.
To F?
You'll go all the way down, but you'll do it in a control the panel. There you go. Just slowly advance them all the way down. Straighten out your throttle here. So straighten out your steering wheel. There you go. Keep advancing it forward. Advancing it forward. A little bit more. You'll go all the way down, but there you go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going all the way down. Perfect. A little bit more. Perfect. So now you're watching your airspeed right here. So there's 12 knots right there. So you'll pick up here at 16. So there you go. You're up and you're flying.
So does it automatically goes up?
Yeah, everything's done automatically. Oh, here, 1 second. All right, go for it. Keep you a little more throttle. Perfect. All right, right there is good. Yeah. Cool. So you're flying.
Can we do a little?
Yeah, you can give it some. Give it a little turn left. Yeah. My speed limiter is not limiting you, so I'm just adjusting your throttle. You're good. There you go. Yeah. So it's.
Damn, that's so easy. So smooth and so easy. It's like a Rolls Royce, you know? Don't even feel it.
A little more power. Just a little bit. There you go. And so we'll give a good left turn here. We'll loop back.
Okay.
So you can stay on throttle, and then give it a nice big banking left turn here.
What's the direction back?
You're going that way. So you see, follow that line right there.
So where are we?
You're right there. So you got it. See it right now? You're pointing up.
Yeah.
A little more right. Perfect. You're a real captain now.
Hell yeah. This was hands down the smoothest and quietest boat ride I've ever had. It feels like Rolls-Royce on water, you know, because it completely eliminates the motion sickness when you're in the water because you don't feel the chop. What's the business model behind Navier? Who's the ideal customer of Navier? Because A, you could either go like just sell directly to boat owners. You guys just had a collab with Strike where you're providing the commute, like a shuttle for their employees. So how do you guys see the business model behind this company?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 3 different parts of our business. We have Navier Mobility, which as you mentioned is Stripe partnerships. We do corporate partnerships. We'll be announcing more soon, where we run taxi service, both public as well as private. We have defense contracts. I can't say more on it, but we work with Department of Defense on certain projects. And then we have recreation. So we sell boats to individuals who you want to use them for recreational purposes. They got their family, their friends, and so on.
And can people pre-order right now?
Yes, we're actually fully in production. So our first deliveries are early this summer, happening in a couple months. They're sold out for the rest of this year, and there's deliveries into next year. So people are able to purchase and buy them today.
I just tested the autonomous car by Waymo, and you know, there is this movement up with autonomous everything. So can you talk a little bit about how autonomous you guys will be and how autonomous are you guys today?
Correct, yeah, so absolutely. Autonomy is the way of the future. Yeah. That's where the world is moving. It's where the world needs to move. In order to, if you look around us, the waterway is completely empty. There's not a single boat in sight that I can see that's moving, versus you have a bridge right over there that is full of traffic. So in order to be able to utilize the waterways as a really meaningful powerful and efficient form of transportation, you need to be able to have more captains in the water, and you also need to be able to have fleets of autonomous boats. So right now we have autonomous docking. The boat can fully dock itself, and we're working towards full autonomy, where the boat can go point to point, fully uncaptained with active collision avoidance.
And right now, the coolest thing you can see is Sam, who's the head of operations. He's parking the boat, and the boat can actually park sideways, and it has autonomous parking. So you can see the boat is literally moving sideways. So that's freaking crazy. And is there a weight capacity to how max weight you can take on these boats? Like this boat, how many people can it sit?
So this is an 8 to 10 passenger boat. It could be up to 12 passengers depending on how it's outfitted. There's no limitation. There's a practical limitation on how big you want to get. But we'll build vessels that are bigger and bigger to be able to be similar to the standard ferries that exist today.
One of the things you said on the website is you want to turn waterways into freeways, but at the same cost, speed, and convenience of land. How close are we to that?
So we're actually there. We're actually better than that. This boat, as I mentioned before, gets around that 30 miles per gallon mark and moving 6 people. So for the same cost, speed, and convenience as a landborne option, or better, you can now move on the water because of the Navier boats. And this all goes back to the idea that coastal cities were built on the water. So half the population lives in your coastal cities and live in those cities because civilization was built around the water. People used to use the water as the main form of transportation. Fast forward, the gas car came along, and then it became 10 times more expensive to operate a boat versus a gas vehicle, and everybody left the water. So that's why you have waterfront infrastructure that exists in all these cities, but nobody's using the boats. The waterways, you look around us and you'll see today, there's nobody on the water. It's completely empty, yet all the bridges and tunnels in near coastal cities are overcrowded and there's traffic. So what we're able to do with our boats is, as you mentioned, the same cost, speed, and convenience as a landborne option, move on the water. Now that's a possibility. Now all of a sudden, you can have small boats going to different marinas, being able to transfer people point to point. And you can have larger vessels that go hub to hub and be able to transfer people as well.
If you made all the way this far in the video, thank you so much for watching another episode of Emerging Tech with Manav. I really want to thank the team at Navier, especially Sam and Sampriti, for answering my questions and being very generous with their time. We got all the shots that we needed, especially all the FPV drone shots. It's super impressive what their team of 5 people have accomplished in 11 months. They made a prototype from sketch to a final version in 11 months. That's incredible. I think their company will be growing rapidly in the coming years, as I believe there's a huge market out there for electric boats, especially the ones that don't make you seasick. Lastly, I love making videos like this. So if you know any entrepreneurs building the next big thing in hardware or software, please connect me, because I would love to fly to them and cover their story, because this is something that I would do for free and I really enjoy it and it's a passion of mine. So I'll do it. And thank you for watching again. I'll see you in the next video.